Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie. I'm a 32-year-old cashless budgeter and stuffer. And today we are going to be doing my 6-month check-in on trying to pay down my $132-ish thousand in debt. So I already have my outline written out. So let's just go ahead and get started with looking at my my credit cards. We'll start with my credit cards. I did receive my bonus from work recently, and I used that to pay off a couple of my credit cards. So I paid off my my Chase credit card, so that is no longer on here. I had also used it to pay off my Old Navy. However, I have used my Old Navy credit card a couple of times since then, so I do have a small balance currently. But we will be working on getting that paid off again and then not using that card anymore. But the first card that we have is my American Express Hilton card. So I currently have $11,974 on that card. And that has a minimum payment of $429. Last time I owed $12,115. So that is a difference of $141. And then I calculate my debt to minimum payment ratio, and I use that in combination with the snowball method to see which debt I'm going to pay off first. Some of my debts have similar balances, so I want to pay off the one that is less efficient, or the payment is less efficient first. So that debt to minimum ratio is 27.9. Okay. Up next, we have my Discover card. This one, it really kills me because my minimum payment, I'll just skip ahead to that, is $433. And my interest is like $420 a month. So it's really hard to make any progress on this at all. But my current balance on here is $21,646. Last time my balance was $21,757. So I did go down by $111. And then my debt to payment ratio on this one is 50.0. Yeah, so that's what I mean by like the efficiency. So like my payments are pretty much the same, but my Discover card balance is twice as much. So my payment isn't doing as much to affect my my payment. So I would pay off my Hilton first, and then not only because the balance is half the amount, but because it's more efficient. So I would pay that first, and then I would snowball that into the Discover if these are the only two credit cards that I had. But my next card up is my Care credit card. So this one currently has a balance of $1,733 with a minimum payment of $69. The last time I had a balance of $1,966, so that went down by $233. And my ratio for this one is 25.1. Up next is my Old Navy, which I had paid off and then I used it again. So I currently have $110 on here. The minimum payment is not currently due, but so I don't know what it is. But my last payment was $46, so I'm just going to put $46 for now and then go from there. My balance last time was $1,732. So that is a change of $1,622, and that ratio is not accurate, but it's 2.4. Okay, so that is all of my credit cards. So let me add these up. So that is a total of $35,463. My last credit card balance total was $43,229. So that it decreased by $7,766 since January 1st. And that is because a lot of that is because of my my bonus amount. I paid off my my card that had a balance of almost over $5,500. So that really helped a lot. But you know, everything helps. Okay, so up next is my SoFi. So this was a consolidation of my 2 Upstart loans. So my total remaining balance on my SoFi loan is $12,912, and my minimum payment on that is $634. So I consolidated because my interest rates on my 2 Upstart loans were very high, and my minimum payment between the 2 of them was $860. So this is a 2-year loan, and my minimum payment is a lot lower. It's an extra almost over $200 that I have in the budget to work with. And my balance didn't increase a ton whenever I did the consolidation, because I did have to take out more because of the origination fees. But those 2 Upstart loans were $10,567 and $2,714 for a total of $13,281. So I'm going to use those as my original balance, or my last balance. So that is a decrease of $369. So for my total bad debt, so I don't count my car and my student loans as bad debt. I only count my like unsecured, like irresponsible loans as my bad debt. So my total bad debt currently is $48,375. My last one was $56,510. So wow, we decreased total bad debt by $8,135, which is not bad at all considering that I took out a brand new loan. It was a total of $14,000. So, you know, my balance was like $1,000 higher, and then I brought it down through those payments. Okay, so now we're getting into like the good debt, or the debt that I don't mind carrying. I'm not upset about having it. So first up, we have my mortgage, which is obviously good debt. But I owe $44,590 on my mortgage still, with a minimum payment of $687. My last balance was $45,882. So that is a difference of $1,292. I do make my payments bi-weekly. So even whenever I have a magic month and I have that extra paycheck, I still make a payment with every paycheck that I get. So this efficiency is 64.9. Up next, we have my car. I drive a 22 Civic. It is currently carrying a balance of $15,492. I want to say it's worth like $21,000, so I do have equity in my car. My minimum payment is $477 and change, so $478. My last balance was $17,555. So that is a change of $1,613. That's crazy. That actually went down more than my mortgage did. Must have just been like the timing with whenever I made my my payments. Or maybe my, oh yeah, my mortgage. So yeah, so that's an example of my payment is higher, but it's less efficient. So more of that money goes to like interest and escrow and stuff. And then my final debt is my student loans. I only carry my my federal loans. I did work 2 jobs throughout all of college to make payments on them. So as of now, 10 years after graduating, I owe a balance of $6,326, and my minimum payment on these is $148. So efficiency is 42.7, and my last balance was $68.62. So I have paid off $536 of my student loans since my last check-in. So my total good debt is $66,858, which means my total debt is $115,233. My last check-in, my total debt was $126,809, which means that I brought my total down by $11,576. And more importantly, none of my balances went up from my last check-in. So obviously my Old Navy card did go up since I paid it off, but it did not go up since my last check-in, which is really exciting. Okay, so let's see how much my total minimum payment is for all of my debts. So my minimum payment is $2,924. So that is how much of my monthly income has to go to my debts. Previously, it was $3,383, which means that I brought down that balance or that number by $459, which means that I have an extra $459 every month to pay off debts, to get ahead on my savings, to work on that, all of that stuff, which is very exciting. And then my credit score, which I'm not particularly concerned with. I already own a home. I own a car. I'm not planning on buying anything big anytime soon. But my current credit score is 654. Last time it was 634, so I did bring that up by 20 points, which is very cool. Okay, so my goal for 2025 is to get to $100,000 or less in debt, which means that I need to pay off $15,233 by the end of the year. So we have all of April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So we have 9 months to pay that off, which means that I need to be paying down at least $1,693 per month. And then, which means that I want to be down $5,079 by the next check-in, which will be July 1st. Which means that I want to be at $110,154. So that is what we're aiming for. Let's see. Last time it had to be $2,234 per month. So I brought that down by a pretty good amount. And I needed to be under $120,107 in order to be on track, which I very clearly am, which is very, very exciting. So that is going to be it for, actually we'll do one last thing, which is just highlight what debt I'm going to be working on next. It's obviously going to be the Old Navy card to get rid of that again. And then once I finish that, I'll work on the care credit and then determine from there which debt I want to work on next. It's either going to be the SoFi or the Nelnet, because those both have about 2 years left. And I can chuck more money into there. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be the SoFi, just because chucking an extra $150 into that per month will get it paid off the same as chucking $150 into my Nelnet. But whenever I get that paid off, I will have $634 in order to work on paying down my other debts. So I'm thinking, because that efficiency is so high, so the debt to minimum ratio is low, so the efficiency is high. So I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, but we will determine that next time. Because I probably won't get my Care Credit and Old Navy cards both paid off. I've lost my other highlighter. There we go. So we'll do Old Navy first, and then we'll do Care Credit. And then from there, we'll determine what comes next. But that is going to be it for this video. If you've made it this far, I really, really do appreciate. Oh, I really hope that this video has been in focus. Oh, I'm going to be pissed if it wasn't. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you in my next video.